Hello everyone, welcome back to Power BI Semantic Model Series. Today we are at part 7. Measures versus calculated columns. What is the difference? If you use Power BI, you have probably created both measures and calculated columns. But here is the question. Why do we even have two different ways to calculate something? Okay, let's say I have got a sales table and I want to calculate total sales. Now I have two options. I could create a calculated column or I could create a measure. And this is where a lot of people get confused. Here is the easiest way I think about it. Calculated column calculates something for every row. For example, if I have quantity and unit price, I can create sales amount equal to quantity into unit price. Now every individual sales row gets its own sales amount, isn't it? That is a calculated column. But what if I want total sales? I don't necessarily need a value stored for every row. I want Power BI to calculate the total based on whatever I'm looking at. Maybe I'm looking at total sales for the whole company, then I select 2026, then I select India, then I select one particular customer. The number should change based on the filters I'm applying. That is where a measure is much more appropriate. So the big difference is really about when and how the calculation happens. So now calculated column. It is calculated row by row when the model processes the data. Measure, it is calculated when the visual needs it based on the current filter context. And this is why you will hear people say for aggregation functions and dynamic calculations, prefer measures. Because you don't want to create a separate stored value for every row when Power BI can calculate the result dynamically. There are definitely situations where calculated columns make sense. But if you are creating something like total sales, average sales, profit, margin, or other KPIs, you will generally be looking at measure. So, if you are ever stuck between these two, don't just ask, can I calculate this? Instead, ask, do I need a value for every row or do I need a result that changes with my report? That question will usually point you in the right direction. So, follow for part 8. We will go one level deeper into measures and talk about explicit and implicit measures. Thanks for watching. Follow for more.